At the end of the day, real estate isn't the goal. Entrepreneurship is not the goal. Freedom is. Freedom to practice medicine because you want to, not because you have to.
Welcome to the Physicians and Properties Podcast, the show where we teach you how investing in real estate can give you the freedom to practice medicine and live life how you want.
Doctor! 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 Doctor!
Now, here's your host, Dr. Alex Schloe.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Physicians and Properties Podcast. As always, I am your host, Dr. Alex Schloe. Today's episode is a solo one, and I want to talk to you about something that sits underneath every successful real estate deal, every financial breakthrough, and honestly, every major life change, and that is mindset and just as important, relationships. Now, I know some of you just rolled your eyes and the last thing you want to do is hear another episode about mindset, and I get it. I was there too. A year and a half ago, I probably would have just skipped this episode, but I have learned over the last year and a half that mindset and relationships are the key to open the door to the life that you want to live. It's the key to practice medicine and live life how you want, because you can learn the numbers, the tax benefits, the strategies, but if you don't have the right mindset and the right people in your corner, none of it will matter. So I will encourage you to continue listening all the way through this episode, because I promise you are going to get something from it. And if you do, please share it with another physician who you think may benefit from it as well. All right. So as physicians, we are trained to minimize risk. We're conditioned to follow clear protocols, algorithms, checklists, and processes. Because in medicine, one mistake, as we know, can actually cost a life. That's the right mindset in the hospital, but it is going to completely paralyze you in business. In real estate or entrepreneurship, the biggest risk is often doing nothing, waiting until you know enough, waiting until you feel safe. But the truth is, it will never feel perfectly safe. Every investor I know, even those with hundreds of doors and tons of experience, had to take that first uncomfortable step into the unknown. The key is learning from a fear-based decision-making process to a possibility-based thinking. So instead of saying, what if this doesn't work? Start asking, what if this does work? And what would that make possible for me and my family? That one shift from avoidance to opportunity can completely change everything. Everything. Here's something else that I've learned from interviewing dozens of physicians investors on this show. In fact, I think over 100 at this point. Mindset is not about the hype. It's not about the get rich quick scheme. It is about endurance. Most of the doctors who reach financial freedom did not get there overnight, including myself. They built habits and they surrounded themselves with people who were already doing what they wanted to do. They got into the right rooms with the right people. They focused on the long-term compounding, not short-term wins. Think of it like residency for your financial life, right? You can't go from being a first-year medical student to an attending in a week. You can't go from zero financial literacy to financial freedom in one deal. But every deal you make, every deal you analyze, every connection that you make, every mindset shift that you internalize, that's another rep in that investor residency. That's going to get you closer and closer for where you need to be to reach financial freedom. And just like medicine, that repetition is going to build confidence. If mindset is the foundation, then the relationships that you build, those are the frame that hold the whole house up. The most successful people in real estate are not the smartest person in the room. They're the ones who build rooms full of smarter people and stay curious, or they get in the rooms with the smarter people. That's what I've done. I am oftentimes the dumbest person in the room, and I genuinely love that because it shows you when you're surrounded by a room of people who have achieved absolutely amazing things, it shows you what's possible. And oftentimes, if you stay interested and if you interact, you'll learn so much from these people and they will help bring you up with them. So stay curious, stay interested. Don't focus on being the most interesting person in the room. Focus on being the most interested. I've learned more from this podcast, from conversations over coffee, from mastermind calls, than I ever could have learned from a financial textbook or even watching YouTube. Because relationships are also important to collapse timelines. They give you access to experience, to capital, to deals, and most importantly, to the belief that whatever you want to achieve is possible. And sometimes that last one, belief, is the most valuable one. When you're new, you often borrow someone else's belief in you until you have enough of it your own. That's why community matters so much. That's why mentorships and masterminds can completely change lives, because you get to see what's possible up close. At the end of the day, real estate isn't the goal. Entrepreneurship is not the goal. Freedom is. Freedom to practice medicine because you want to, not because you have to. Freedom to be there for your kids' milestones, to take that trip, to build something meaningful outside of the hospital. And the truth is that journey starts inside your head long before it shows up in your bank account. When your mindset expands, your opportunities do as well. That's the real secret. Your outer world never grows until your inner world does first. You have to believe in yourself before you can really see what is truly possible. So as you move forward, whether you're analyzing your first deal or working on scaling your portfolio, I want you to take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, who am I becoming through this process? Who am I surrounding myself with? And how can I serve others on the same path? Because the right mindset and relationships don't just make you wealthy, they actually make you whole. If you're looking for that kind of community, I would encourage you to find it. Find a community where folks learn, grow, and invest together. And if you want investment opportunities, feel free to click the link in our bio or connect with me directly. Because together, let's keep building lives of freedom, purpose, and impact one property at a time, so more and more doctors can become financially free so they can practice medicine how they want. Thanks for listening. I'll see you for the next episode. Hey, real quick, if you're still listening to this, I'm assuming you got value from it. So I need your help specifically. My 2-year vision with this podcast is to help 100,000 physicians learn how investing in real estate can give you the freedom to practice medicine and live life how you want. There are 2 main ways that a podcast grows. One is through ratings and reviews, and the other is word of mouth. If you can please leave me a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as well as send this to 1 to 2 friends that you think would get value from it, we can reach the physicians that we want to reach. Thanks in advance, and talk to you on the next episode. Please note that the information shared on this podcast is for informational purposes only. It should not be considered financial or medical advice. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the host and the guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Department of Defense or the United States Air Force.